Hi guys, welcome to KT Divine Insights. My name is Kerry Ann. I'm here to give you a little bit of a different pick a card reading. We're going to be focusing on the elements this week. So for you air signs, you've got a choice between the goddess card. I'm going to put oracle card, the message, the spiritual messages, and the angels and ancestors. So I'm going to be using the star tarot, and then I'm going to be pulling an affirmation on morning and afternoon, evening reflection. So close your eyes. Oh my God, it's a mess I'm making. Close your eyes. Think of a number. Which are you drawn to? Is it picturesque? Because I know I'm more like picture thing. So look at the books and see which one you're drawn to, or you can choose a number. I leave that up to you. I thought it's a little bit of different air signs. I thought I'd give you the option rather than doing like different star signs. But I have on the description box got what I did in January, like a check, like what was going to come in for this year. So if you want to check your star sign out afterwards, by all means, please do so. But we're going to make a start. So here we go. So hello, pile ones. This is your this is going to be your message. I'm going to just pull the cards. So where are you at this present stage? What you're facing right now? Your current energy or present influence? What's influencing you right now? So the challenges that you face, that could potentially you face or have faced. Your progress. The progress that you're making that you may not see. Or you may know already. Just needing that confirmation. The action you possibly could take as you address this this energy, and the near future presents itself. Or okay, we're going to do the goddess cards first. So for your overall message to combine with the tarot. And then we're going to do your morning. Good morning. Your morning message. And afternoon. And evening reflection. So this should relate to all this. That's the plan. Right, okay. King of Swords. So air signs. Oh, interested. You've got a lot of people cards here. What the hell? What is going on? Interesting. What is going on? Right. Your first element is the King of Swords. Now, King of Swords is about doing the right thing, making sure everything is done. Could be legally, but also it could be like making sure you do it. You're sticking to your core values, sticking to your beliefs and stuff. There's a challenge with that. Okay, so this comes as an authority figure, right? I'm not seeing it as an outside influence. I feel like it's you battling with your core beliefs and your core values. Okay. These are the challenges. It's causing a great amount of stress or anxiety, and conflict within. So I feel like there's an inner turmoil going on about the structure that, do you struggle with saying the right things, or of authority? Do you find people take over? Okay, so I feel for higher ones, I feel like there's you're finding other aspects of your life are quite challenging, that you're struggling to find your voice here. Okay, the progress that you're making with the Queen of Pentacles is saying that you are like doing a strong, like a strong found, sounds rooted strong foundations. I am gonna look at my new elements that I've made. I am going to look at that because we've got a lot of people cards in the deck, but I feel like this is like different stages that's coming out in within you, because this is like a reflection spread. It's not necessarily like a prediction spread, if you get what I mean. So Queen of Pentacles, from like in from my intuition, says to me the progress you're making is that you are setting a set of, you are sort of kind of setting a structure, but it may not, it is causing you a bit of stress and anxiety. So it's like it's out of your comfort zone. You're not like used to doing this, of putting the authority on, and it might be causing a bit of anguish on your part. Okay. Queen of Swords is like, speak your truth, say out as it is, say as you feel. Take those action or expect. You've got the two elements of the masculine and the feminine energy here. So I feel like this is like your inner masculine and inner feminine energy coming forward, to integrate this aspect of the Queen of Pentacles here, yeah? Which I am going to get it. So when we're talking about the King of Swords in the elements of mastery, it's having the leadership, taking the leadership in role, building that structure. Part of you is taking that lead and exercising the authority, but it is coming with sometimes indecisiveness, or you're just indecisiveness here, yeah, where you may feel a bit disoriented because, like I said, it's not something that you're used to doing at all. And then for the Queen aspect, now, so this is the nurturing part of yourselves, okay, is having that care of understanding. Rome isn't built in a day, and you can't, when you're making changes of authority, of like speaking up and saying what you want and what you're wanting, and surrounding within your relationships, or how you want people to respect you and stuff, and you're used to a different kind of pattern, it can be really an uncomfortable place to be. But that doesn't mean you haven't got rights, and it doesn't mean that you can't speak your truth and be honest and open. There's bringing in a gentleness here with the Queen of Pentacles, where it's rooted to your values there, what is true to you here. Just be, not everyone is going to align with your truth, and that's okay. And then we've got the Queen of Cups, is that you're going to come into a place of like where you're going to have more of an emotional understanding. So there's massive developments going on and internal struggles while you're trying to get this structure, and it may come sometimes, the King of Swords may come harshly. It may come where you're being too direct and that. But think of it as like when we come out of, out of schools and all that lot, we're just trying to find our footing, and you're breaking some cycles here, okay? And the element of the goddess card is saying don't back down with those, with what you're doing. You are making progress with the Queen of Pentacles, even if it feels internally that it feels like, oh my god, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, I'm really struggling with this. It's causing more anxiousness and stress and that. But it will balance. I feel like it will balance and integrate in you. You're doing the work, so you're doing a lot of inner work, number ones, and it's helping you grow as a person. It's helping you to navigate these different structures. You've got three elements of queens in your making here, okay, as well as like your masculine energy of authority, trying to build that authority there. So it's like you're learning how to strategize when it comes to people. That's what I feel here. So it's trying to get the balance back in, okay, and and the fairness back in as well. So we're really doing really good, on that aspect. This is new. I got that's what I've been working on behind the scenes, because I gotta be honest, I do struggle with the court cards. So I thought I'll start putting key points, especially when it comes to these type of readings, with the flow of it all. So we've got, so here we are, the sword. So your prompts is to seek the truth, be direct and communicate. Clear, analyzing. So it's time to be clear and direct and communicate. So this is the advice, okay? It can create an overthinking, because when we're being direct and honest with our communication, it can be unsettling in our relations, because we're doing things differently, okay? So it can feel like we're going to get like some repercussions with it, but that is not the case at all. This is going to be a healthy way to go for it. We've just got to go through these challenges, why we force it, the action, expect a challenge or need to stand up for the truth there. So it's just like, it's your truth, it's what you believe is true to you. It doesn't necessarily people don't have to necessarily agree to it. You're finding your own root system here, yeah. So this is good. This is good. This is good. So the Queen of Pentacles. So we were looking at the Pentacles as the court cards. Yeah, it's practicing grounding and being realistic and the focus. Yeah. So to me, it's like you're building a stable foundation and financial well-being and seeking security. So I feel like you're building a foundation not only governed in your, just like how you interact with others, and how you're managing others, and this is the progress you're making, even when it is causing a great amount of stress. Yeah, this is helping lows water signs. So we got the Queen of Cups. So connecting with your feelings, building strong bonds, showing compassion, analyzing. This is the key with things. Paying attention to your feelings about the situation. You're able to nurture around your relationships with others as well as to yourself. So it's almost like you're not sacrificing anything from that, yeah. So this is like integrating with you, and this is your path at the moment, air signs, yeah. You'll also be able to trust your intuition, and this is gonna, I mean, it's interesting that I've got the Bridget down here to by the Queen thing. So you're able to not back down it's almost like you can have like an open conversations. You can have these open conversations with people, and still being present in your truth as well as respecting others. So it's almost like you're able to sort of like have that integrated with the Queen of Cups. So I feel like there's a lot of inner changes happening with you as you're building up, but I know it's uncomfortable at the moment, right? So the Goddess card is don't back down, stand up for what you believe is right. So you're on the right path when it comes to making those changes, okay? So we're going to look into your morning mantra. A little smidget of manners goes a long way each and every day. Say thank you, hold the door, venom in right way instead of waiting for an awkward request no one wants to have to send. So it's, I feel you do that anyway. I feel you have in the past have been kind of like you've let others take the lead, but I feel now you're sort of like saying this has got to change. And but we can still put our manners in place. We can still put, you know, those values as well. And we're not taught this at school, are we? We're not taught how to communicate in relationships, and you know, and and build those skills up. It's like we got to investigate, and it's not easy when we're, you know, it can really be uncomfortable. But manners doesn't cost a thing. My mum always says you respect your manners, but that doesn't mean that you have to say yes to everything. You can still be polite in when you're building this structure up. You still can be like present with that person, but in a way, in a sense that you're still protecting yourself. Yeah, you're still protecting who you are as well. Your evening of reflection. I am safe, so I love with the doors wide open heart. I melt my walls and become my most vulnerable basket bunny self. Know that a super lovable part of me. So it's accepting who you are as well while you make these transitional phases. I really love the reading. I hope you can relate to this, because I really love the reading of how we can integrate all this, and put this into place. And it's so important to have certain boundaries and that, because we could wear ourselves out, and we can we can cause mountains of stress, and we can't give on an empty cup. So we got to sort of learn to strategize those aspects and have take control of our life, and not allow others to take take necessary control of us. We can still be polite, and we can still be respectful to others, and we deserve to be respected back. And I think appreciation goes a long way once you start putting these elements into place. But it's not a good feeling. But remember, the main card that you've got, which is the Nine of Swords, is the stress. Is more the internal stress that it's causing. So it's not necessarily outside influences that's affecting you here. It's more the internal. So that says to me that you're pretty much on the right path, and you are a kind, caring, loving person that is very much of a giver, and you're just trying to build a more secure self so you can have balance in your life. And with that comes boundaries and limitations. You can't do everything, like I say to myself every day. Can't do everything. Anyway, I'm going to leave that with you. I went on a little bit, didn't I? Sorry. But it's done now, done and dusted. So we're going to go to number 2s. Okay, so number, you know, everything is sticking to me at the moment because I'm so hot. That me cards are falling on the floor, they're sticking into me elbows. It's just not good, is it? Not used to this hot weather, although I shouldn't complain because, you know, we've had a lot of rain. But anyway, I digress. I'll get back to the video. So we're pile 2s, the spirit message. What does the spirits have to say to you? What does the spirits have to say to you? So what you're facing in the present moment. The challenges you may be facing. The progress you're making that you may not even see yourself. And the action you can take. The near future. Fabulous. Let's get the spirit. Oh, spirit, come forth. Give number 2s a message of clarity. Message of clarity. And then we're going to do some we're going to do affirmations. Affirmations. So affirmation 1. And affirmation 2. Wonderful. Right, okay. So we're just going to turn them over. I'm not doing reversals. I don't feel like I need to. Oh, wow. That's popped out already. Error signs number 2. Right, okay, where we are in the we're in a transformation stage. This means that there's been some massive changes going on in your life, okay? Cutting cords, letting go of things. We're in the shadows at the moment, so it may feel like it's not, we kind of don't know where we're going, we don't know where we're leading to. It's like a death of oneself. So think of it as, it could be changes of attitude, it could be changes in job, it could be changes in relationship, but there's a death of oneself that no longer serves us, and now we need to transform into something else. The challenge is that it could be around your emotions, right? It could be emotions. So we're looking at the negative aspects of the King of Cups, which is like the lack of control, okay? Disorganized chaos and indecisiveness, okay, may take it. You may feel rigid, you may feel stuck at this time, you know, just like not really in a good place, okay? So you might feel like with this is really come unsettling territory where you're in your masculine energy, where sometimes you might feel detached from things, okay, and from emotions, yeah. But we're going to look at the King of Cups as well, not the King of Cups, but Water Cups, with the structure of what I've put here to get more information here. There we go. So here we may not be paying attention to our feelings. We may be detached away from our feelings because we're still trying to govern everything, okay? So it's not like, this is not a criticism. This is more of a place of like like understanding when how we become detached because of this, like this ending is not, it's not, I mean the transformation is going to be amazing, but when we're going through it, it's not a good feel, it's not a real good feel to it at all. Okay, we're trying to seek, you know, we're seeking solitude, and um I feel like you are supported in this. I feel like your connections of support is relevant right now. So I feel like, you know, even though the Five Pentacles comes in with, you know, can come in with a message of not having enough, or like you're in a not so great stage of like financially, or don't feel so stable. The progress is that you are more stable than you seem to realize. So even though we're in this emotional detachment stage of the masculine energy, we're still going through this integrational transformation here with the Five of Pentacles is coming in to say that you're making headway, you're making progress, you're finding relief in this situation as time grows. Sometimes, you know, very similar, you know, for me, when the death card comes in a reading, says that this, either this has been going on for the last 3 or 4 months, or you know, is gonna, you know, things are going to start taking shape and changing within the 3 or 4 months mark. Now I'm not saying that you're going to be over the all aspects, but what I'm saying is you're going to be in a more comfortable position where you'll be able to weigh up things a little bit more here. Action to take when it comes to the the cups. Here the Six of Cups would be, for me, is like remembering the good times, remembering times when you have gone through difficult phases and stages, and how you got through them. Those strategies could help support you now. I want to connect you back to people from the past that you grew up with or had connections with. So I don't know if that, I know that says action to take, but I don't know if that's going to help you feel a bit more supported. So I feel like I still want to reach out and get the support that is needed to help you while you're making this shift into your life, because we've got the near future to say that change is on the horizon. Okay, so you're going to be leaving a lot of things behind and moving forward with new ideas, new inspirations, and new things. Some of you could be on the move, and I know I said I wasn't going to do predictions, but I'm feeling like as I'm looking at the card, I'm looking at it as like travel, movement, travel. So I don't know if you're going to be changing direct destinations. Maybe you're in a place where you weren't in your environment, like where you were brought up. That could be on for some of you, and now it feels like you're going to be pulled back to your childhood, where you grew up, and that's the feel I'm getting with the Three of Wands for some of you. I'm not saying all of you, but bar from that, I see travel ahead. So I mean, there's a destination, a change in the horizons, could be in work related as well. So whatever this has happened has an impact with other aspects of changes where you're going to be changing a bit of your career and that. So it's almost like I've gained the lessons, I've learned what I needed to learn, and now I'm ready to fly. I'm ready to move again. Okay, so it's leading you back to the past. It's leading you backwards, and sometimes we gotta go backwards to go forwards. But so it could be a visit for some of you as well. It could be a necessary visit, but I do feel a lot of quite a few of you who's going to be watching this, I do feel like I see travel on the horizons, but more to get to a destination. Okay, so it could be that in the future that you'd be making plans. Maybe you're not even thinking that right now because you're still in this phase right now, but I feel like that's going to integrate and come back into it. Okay, So the message of like the spirit is coming to you is like, imagine yourself as being composed of energy and light, because in reality that precious what you are. You're a powerful being and people are attracted to your brilliance. This is time to remember how vibrant and truly you are. So I do feel like whatever this is with the death card and that thing, it wasn't suited to the qualities that you have got, and it's needing to come out more. um, I do see changes in destination, changes in where you're living, and work environment is very apparent too. Um, but this is gonna, I see it as a blessing, not a curse, basically. Yeah, but you're trying to navigate things right now. Okay, so this is like your, if this is, you can relate to this. This is your message. Okay, I see plans, so I'm not seeing like like it's going to happen overnight. I see plans going to be taking place with the 3 of Wands. So I think you're going to integrate it. Okay, maybe you need to change. Maybe you need to change your destination because of work situation. Okay, um, whatever this transformation is happening for the greater good. So let's have a look at the more. This is like a quick message here. So your morning message to remember. I am only me. I got, so I'm gonna speak lovingly to myself from the sunny up to the sunny up. This means extra compliments. Hold the critical anxiety spirals. You look better than average. You sure can make a lemon square. Wow, you are a compliment. So it's like being your own coach, being your own leader. But I do feel that even in those aspects, I tell you what trick I do. Now, this sounds bizarre, but it brings a smile to my face each time, right? So when I got my calendar, right? So I use a calendar, and what I do is I send messages to myself, right? And I put it like every 3 months, every 4 months, or I put like messages. So messages of like, you could be, you're better than average, right? Say for instance. So I would put that message, and then I would repeat that message. So I put it on my like task bar so I can tick it off to say, you know, another one is, you're doing good, keep going, positive affirmation. Or you could put affirmations if you want, whatever floats your boat. But I find like sometimes it's hit me on a bad day. It's hit me on a day where I'm feeling crap. Yeah, pain. All pained up, can't do nothing. I'm fatigued, and then I get this little message from myself, from my past self, and it just gives me that healthy little reminder that that I'm doing my best, and that is okay to rest. It's okay to take those moments of rest and stuff, and that I am thriving regardless. So it's just a little thing I do. And that kind of reminds me of that. Like, it's like putting those compliments, putting putting those compliments, booking them up, and adding to it to when you go on, and sort of like put it every 3 months, every 6 months, or every whatever. You could do a weekly one if you want. I try to spread it out because it's not so it's more of a surprise, it's unexpected because I forget about it. I do, because I got a brain like, I got frog brain, and what have you. So I forget, so it's just like those messages. Anyway, let's look at your evening one. I replace fear with love and let those little seeds take root in my being. Maybe my morning I have a nice little patch of love cabbages to share with everyone. I replace fear with love. So replace love with fear, and I know that's it. With the integration of being a detached from our emotions because of what's going on and the uncomfortableness. Yeah. Take root in my being. Maybe this morning I'll have a nice, maybe by the morning I'll have a nice little patch of love cabbages to share with everyone. And also I always remind myself that tomorrow's another day. So if you if you don't succeed today, you wake up, that's your chance to start again. Whatever it is, if we've made mistakes, if we've argued, we said things we haven't wanted to, that we didn't necessarily feel was right, and that we can put it right the next day. Okay, you know, some things goes down in flames, but it's like we can now integrate that and think, well, I ain't gonna do that again. You know, I'm gonna make sure I don't, you know, whatever, whatever it is that it is. But anyway, I'm gonna stop mumbling because I'm like going. And I hope you enjoyed the reading as much as I did. Very interesting. Keep transforming. You're doing fine. I know this is not a great pace. I know it's uncomfortable right now, but there's plans is being rooted. Okay, you're transforming. And look, you got the butterflies here. You got, like, you know, butterflies is the transformation card. The phoenix shall arise from the ashes. You just gotta give it time. That's the message. Just give it time. Anyway, you take care. See you soon. See you on the other side. Lots of love. Oh, please comment and like and share on emoji if you feel you can relate to this. I'll be back with pile 3. You know, I said I wasn't gonna edit. This is come with edit. So pile 3's. It might be a separate video. You might get a separate video if I can add it together. I am going to try my utmost, but I'm going to be quick with your message because I got to go and pick my granddaughter up. So this is your message. So your present, where does the time go, guys? I tell you. Challenges. Progress. And action to take. And your near future. One's flipped over, so I'm gonna try and find that. I swear I seen one flipped over, and I did. And I did. It flipped over. So it's your message. Right, okay, so what are we doing? Angels and ancestors. What does your angels and ancestors got to say to you? What does your angels and ancestors got to say to you? We've got plenty of time, Care. Ooh. 2 fell on the floor. They're really challenging me today. Right. Nice. Okay. Shedding old skin, eh? 2 of Swords. We got people cards again. Right, first impressions of what I'm getting. Right. We're facing challenges head on. It's causing some elements of destruction in our life where we may have to make decisions and choices. The Knight of Wands is about taking risks. I feel like it's more the energy of advice than anything else. So it's the progress we're making is that you had to take the risk, even though it come with problems and issues. Okay, there has been an element of separation, so you've had to not cut corners, but cut your losses in some aspects. Okay, Queen of Swords of action is an element of authority, um, putting your logic towards this. Okay, so we're making changes. We've had the challenges was that we had to cut our losses in some aspects and take the risks, okay, for this to be fruitful. The action, and the advice and what to address is like to keep soldiering on and looking at it in a logical sense, not so much as either emotional, or I think you've got to look at it logically. So really consider your plans. It's good that you're taking the risks and you make it, and it's made headway with you, but don't forget to be logical about it. Okay, the future's bright, the future's orange, I want to say. Right? But I've got like the judgment card is, to me, is like we integrate in everything that we've learned so far. So this is new, something new, that's been on the horizon that you've been having to take a challenge with. You cut your ties with something, so whether that's in relationships or whether that is in, like, in just like in career or work, ethics, or work related, whatever it is for you, you kind of cut your losses there. Okay, you took the risk, which is paid, it has paid off, but they want you to build more structure, um before you take more action. Okay, it's good to have to take the risks, it's good to have the risk, but just be logical about it as well. But the future to me is like, is integrating all this. It You've built up your resources because of this. Okay, so it not necessarily, so you think, look, you got like the sword and then the two separating, well, one's flying. I see that as separation, like the separation and the swords cutting, yeah. And with the two swords, like the cutting again. So to me is you had to cut these ties and you done the right thing and it was the right move, and that's made headway. But we want to go logical because you're going to benefit for this work in the future. We still got more work to do. We still got more things that we need to put into play. This is the start of something. See this as a beginning, something that maybe you haven't done before, or is a new way of doing things. Yeah, wait for important information. Yeah, see, the Queen of Swords, this might be logical about it, right? It's paid off, but that doesn't mean you gotta keep taking these high risk end things. Make sure you lead by logic as well. Okay, especially with the Judgment card here and the Eight of Pentacles, to saying it's like putting the effort in. And the oracle is saying, wait for important information. Just be patient. Are you becoming a bit of impatient, with the Page of Swords, where you're saying you are shedding old skin? That's how I feel. I feel like it's like you're severing ties, you're severing stuff, right? And it's good. It's a good element of confidence to come from. I ain't gonna debate that, but we still need to structureize here. We still need to take our time on things. Yeah, something did pay off, or has paid off, or will pay off, but that doesn't mean you come in with destructive, notions for the future. Okay, that's what I'm picking up. But let's have a look at the swords in advice and logic. It's time for clear and direct communication. You need to apply logic and strategy to this problem. Expect a challenge or need to stand up for the truth. Be mindful of overthinking or being too critical. A new idea or a mental breakthrough is on the horizon. So it's about strategy, still using your strategizing, communicating, and putting that debate, yeah? Addressing that conflict here. it's paid. I'm not saying it hasn't paid off, because it has paid off, but it doesn't mean it won't in the future if you're not careful, right? Especially that. Wait for important news. Wait for your next move before you make another change. Be patient. Be patient. Keep getting, you're shedding old skin, so it's been for the benefits of you. Um, the benefits. If we're looking at the this is like the inner child aspect, okay? Sometimes that can come like it's scatty energy, especially with the Two of Swords. So lacking depth and grounding. I want to really illustrate this with you. Although it starts with the new beginnings, which is good, the new beginnings and the curiosity and that structure that's worked, but I really want you to get into the adult queen, or the mothering, nurturing aspect of yourself, yeah, and mastering those elements as you transform. So I feel projects has, whatever it is that you've done, that it has paid off, but make sure you strategize into the future, yeah. So, oh, that's me alarm. Apologize for that. Number freeze. That's my thing to say. Move your butt. Right. Okay. First card. Today I noticed that all the little ways I loved, nurtured, and support. Go ahead, universe. That's your cue. Today I noticed all the little ways I'm loved, nurtured, and support. Go ahead, universe. That's your cue. You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to, you don't have to do this alone. And it's very important that you tune into your intuition and your guidance system as well while you make these moves. Like I said, it has paid off. I'm not saying it hasn't, but you still got to put a lot of work and effort into this while you're breaking these not cycles, but just breaking the chains, cutting through the core of it all. Okay, let go. So your evening reflection one, right? Letting go is the only thing that matters. Is letting go of thoughts, emotions, and anxiety. Shame spirals. I claim my freedom and make my space for what I want to call in. Spiritually speaking, but take out sound pretty good too. Spiritually speaking, but take out the sound pretty good too. So just remember, to give yourself space and time. You don't have to do everything all at once. Do it in stages. Especially when when you're like very familiar, and when you got enough information to be able to take that change, make those changes too. I'm going to leave that with you, air signs. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you for joining in, and I'm sending lots of love to you, yeah, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Have a good day.